Hey everyone, welcome back to the Art of Scumming. Thank you for tuning in. Today we're talking about the Tomb Kings, and specifically Settra. I've been a little bit cold on the Tomb Kings up to this point because I have just felt as though they have been super slow, and that leaves them a little bit far behind, especially with the army capacity thing. I understand why it's balanced that way, and I find it fun. The problem is Settra's start location. So if we look here, he starts in the middle of this absolute slog of enemies. They're everywhere, absolutely everywhere. So how do you deal with all of those enemies and the fact that you start right next to Skarbrand, which is the biggest baddie in the entire game? There's not a single faction in this entire game that meets Skarbrand and says, oh, I can handle this pretty easy. No. So especially because you are the Tomb Kings and your armies are composed of mostly trash, Khorne's armies will always be better than yours throughout the campaign. So you have some options on what you can do with Khorne in the early stages of the campaign. You can ignore him, which I highly recommend that you don't, because he's just going to backdoor you after you go to deal with somebody either west or south of you. You could ally him, which entails, once you move here, you sell him this settlement here, and it'll keep him off your back for a little while. The only problem with that is he'll be stronger later. Or you can rush him, and you can delay rush him, where you come down here and take this position, and then walk back up here after he goes out this way and take his settlements. That gives you the time to get a second army, and that can be done if you want to slow walk it, or if you want a fast elimination. I'm going to show you how to do a fast elimination here today. So we are just after the first two battles that are fought. You basically fight this battle, then you fight this battle. In this initial battle, you want to choose the option for money and campaign movement range. You must do that to pull this off. So we're going to go ahead and take the Nehekaran warriors, the archers, and the two extra chariots. This is the army that you're going to fight Skarbrand with. So just keep that in mind. We're going to build this. We're going to build the money building. And then we can also get, so I like my 4th dynasty because of the Tomb Guard stuff, but you desperately need this. So 1st dynasty it is. And then we can also extract a little bit of money from Arkan over here and join his war.
For you are obsolete.
Yeah. Good guesstimation skills. So that is done. That is basically all we can do in preparation. Skarbrand is going to take this settlement, which is not what you should ever do as Khorne, but thankfully the AI does know how to play as Khorne, or we would all have really bad problems. So the only other things we have to manage right now besides Skarbrand are the 2 enemy factions that appear to our south. There's those guys right there that are going to probably screw around over here a little bit. They might even attack Khemri next turn. If they do, then we're gonna eliminate them. You should be able to auto-resolve them pretty religiously. They'll throw stuff at you provided that you set your settlement up the way that I am going to have you set up. So you can see here we can reach Skarbrand on turn 2. So the best way to do this is going to be to join war here, because you get a little bit of extra money that will help us. And then we can reach. And I'm not going to lie, this is not an easy battle. It says valiant defeat, but it is not an easy battle because it is not taking into account that they have these 2 summons. And there are some instances you will find where they won't have these 2 summons. You could save scum the crap out of it. The chances of them sitting still and waiting for you are probably pretty low. You can hide and derp the first summon around a little bit, and that's what we're going to do in this one. So let's go ahead and hop into it. So remember that some of their army will rout. All of our army will crumble. So we're going to try to use that to our advantage in that if we corner camp, then we can get some of their units to run off the battlefield versus ours will stand and fight the entire time. So what we're going to do is we're going to set up like this. And once this battle commences, we should be hidden from view. None of our dudes are on mounts yet, so like I said, we're going to have to be somewhat careful about this. We're going to use the missile chariot to try to aggro those chaos or those flesh hounds of corn. All right, and somehow they can see us, which is not ideal. All right, never mind. I don't know why that didn't work. It's because they were on the top already. All right, so they're going to catch us while we're reforming, for sure. We want to target the flesh hounds of corn. All right, so let's hastily get these into a front line. We want to keep our archers away. And then the melee chariots, actually, we might get lucky and they might drop one of their summons on the melee chariot. Okay, cool. This is fine. What is this? This is Skeleton Warrior. All right. Oop, not paying attention. Camarian War Sphinx can help out. The Skeleton Warrior, you know, whatever. And then these dudes will be able to do some charging. The Camarian War Sphinx will work those over pretty quickly. Alright. And then target those. Because they're the only thing that can really take out our chariots as long as we keep them away from Skarbrand and the hero. We should be able to do all the charging into all the infantry, and it shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, so we're going to lose that skeleton warrior, but that's okay. We want the flesh hounds down, and the warhounds will they'll rout. And they might even run off the battlefield for us. But, okay, so we're good. We got the chaos, the flesh hounds of corn. And we're good. Yeah, we might be able to get that. No, it rallied. But we should be able to just charge right into that. Chaos Warhounds of Corn. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, there we go. Let's charge into those Chaos Warhounds. These guys are toast. We need these guys to do as much damage against Skarbrand as possible. Yeah, see, the Warhounds can't handle being charged into. Just take them for a ride. And then if we can use the chariots in the short term to derp around, yeah, see, that's very bad. That's definitely not what we want. We need all of those archers. And we're going to lose one of them for sure. Alright, we were able to salvage that so that we're not going to lose it. Alright, it's coming for Settra. We have to use the Camarian War Sphinx. So both of these guys need to attack Skarbrand. Our troops just are not going to be able to go toe-to-toe with theirs. This guy, go in there, try to do some damage.
My order
we're gonna derp around the. We're gonna try to derp around the hero with Settra. Pay attention to my macro. We have a speed of 31. He has a speed of 34. We're not gonna be able to do that.
I obey. My orders enacted.
So we've gotten Skarbrand. He's now routed. We now need to rely on our chariots. Let's see, we got a little bit of ammo left. Those are shielded. We probably shouldn't do that. These guys should shoot that one. It's going to be the best use. So all these units are going to come in on us, kind of all at once, which is not ideal. We can derp them around a little bit with the chariots, but we really need to get that hero off. Cimmerian War Sphinx is doing a good job out there. Let's see if we can bring these guys out here and get them to follow us while they do some more work. Probably gonna have to charge into that. Cimmerian War Sphinx, okay. Let's see. Settra. I think he's got him. And then we'll. All right, we got Ushabti. Where do we want our Ushabti? Let's put them here to keep them from hitting our blob of infantry. And if we can get a little bit more damage on the hero, then we're good. Alright, so we failed to do that with those Ushabti, so let's do that. And get these back out. Target these guys. Alright, and boom. They should be able to handle that. Alright, so now we just got to seek the army losses and we should be good.
Settra the imperishable. Eternally loyal.
Alright, and it looks like we got him. And there is Skarbrand eliminated on, I mean, not eliminated, but on turn 2. We can now occupy that settlement. We'll go ahead and leave it at money for the time being. Just so that we can make sure that we have enough money to do everything that we want to do. And then we're just going to continue to fill this army out. Because we're going to have another battle that we have to fight over here. And they're going to be recruiting over there, but Skarbrand won't be able to get back between here and there. So let's go ahead and get, we want this and this. This guy will go ahead and get some of this stuff. And then now, we're going to go ahead and peace out with this guy. And that means that on turn 12, we can come back and kill him. So if you look at that, if we look at where we are, 3 turns there, 3 turns back, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So basically, you can't, if you're going to do all the stuff that we're going to do here, you can't do it by the time you get back here. So that means that that's a good choice, because yeah, they'll have an army there by the time we get back there, but we're not dealing with them backdooring this. So in order for this faction to attack Numis, for instance, he has to walk all the way around here, or he's got to go through Khemri, and he's not going to do that. So we don't need this anymore. And we're going to use that spot in a couple turns anyway. So let's fill this out with skeleton spears.
Settra does not serve. Perish.
We now discover Malagor, which is not a good thing. I suppose you could have built... You could build the military building here for access to replenish anything that we lost, but I don't think it's really that important. And then here, we can't really build anything right this second that we want, because in 2 turns we're gonna build this building, the defenses building, upgrade the money. So it's not really worth it right this second to build anything. You could argue that if you kept this and you got the chariot building up there, then it might be worth it to have the chariots, but, you know, whatever. It doesn't add... Yeah, it doesn't add garrison. They do have an army sitting in there. It says valiant defeat, but I think that you guys can see how this is going to go, right? So, for the sake of time, we're just going to do this. And we'll go ahead and occupy the settlement. And there you have it, boys and girls. That is a Skarbrand elimination on turn 4. Now, what I suggest that you do with this is, yeah, we probably could have kept that chariot building and gotten the extra chariots, but we didn't. What I suggest that you do here is march back down this way, deal with these factions in this order. You march over here, deal with this guy, and then that agreement that we signed with the Numis faction will expire, and we can attack them. Thoric is probably going to take this position here pretty soon, and we can sell Death Gorge to him for a vassal agreement. So that's what I suggest that you do there. And that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully we'll see you in another one here at The Art of Save Scumming. Hey, folks, as a quick aside, if you would interact with the video in some way, then that greatly helps it spread to other folks. There's some weird stuff going on with the YouTube algorithm these days, and we haven't really figured out what it is, but we do know that engagement with the videos helps. So if you feel so inclined, if you felt as though this was beneficial to you, then please hit that like button, leave a comment with approximately 6 words in it for the purposes of engagement. And if you feel so inclined, I would greatly appreciate you subscribing to the channel and turning those notifications on. Thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see you on another one here at The Art of Scumming.